your friendly community manager, and I'm here today for the content sneak peek stream with our game director, Chris Rubior. Euryidium. I'm sorry. Apparently, I'm just going to screw up your name today. And Chris, we have a really big, important, exciting announcement to make. Why don't you go ahead and let everybody know?
Well, first, I do want to say, if you experience any problems with the stream, like any weird, like wizard echo, just let us know. We'll call in tech support and we'll get it all resolved just in case. But we think we got this whole streaming thing licked now after about 4 weeks. So I think we're good to go. Maybe. So today we're going to be showing you some awesome stuff. I got the forest giant with the help of code. He's in, he's working. We're going to show him off today. He's super awesome. We're also going to be showing off the new player character model. We're going to be showing off some of the new armor. And in addition to that, we get a lot of comments and questions, or more questions than comments, but questions about when do you guys get a release? What's the price going to be? So, talking to the powers that be, I have a release date for everybody that I want to mention, and this is going to be mentioned. I'm going to update Steam right after the stream, so we are going to go early access March 5th. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! So the team right now is in overdrive, kicking butt, fixing bugs, getting things to work. Like for example, the bow system. That's actually a huge undertaking, a little bit larger than we thought, but we're working to get all that stuff in. Not to say that it might not be a little buggy at early access launch, but the bow we're hoping to have there. Now, if something catastrophic happens, it's very possible that something happens that we may have to move the date. But right now, we are locking into the 5th of March. I also want to throw out there that we're going to do something really cool for all the people just everybody in general. We're going to be offering some launch discounts. So for the full game, if you just want one version of the game, we're right now looking at discounting it 40%, so you can get it at $14.99. The game will normally retail at $24.99. We're going to be offering a family 4-pack, so if you want to buy 4 copies of the game and give them to your friends, you can do that. Normally $99. We're going to offer it at $59.99. So we got some really cool discounts that'll be available for everybody. And our goal, hey, it's our way of saying thanks to everybody out there for supporting us. I know you might not have made it in the alpha, but here's this really killer discount where you can get the game and you can come on board the Savage Lands bus and help us make a great experience through early access. So that's that. What do you think, Chloe?
I think that is pretty damn awesome, and I'm pretty sure that everybody who is not here is about to get blasted with a whole bunch of messages saying, oh my god, you just missed almost the best news that they have heard about this title since the title was announced. So I'm pretty stoked. I'm stoked too. Finally, 10 months of hard work from a really dedicated team. We'll come to life. It'll be out there in the world for people to see. And another question, let me leave this for all of our alpha testers. If you're an alpha tester now, you'll have the game for free. Yep. There you go. It is our thank you to you for helping us put together this fantastic game. So we have been saying this in chat, but again, it is a full copy. It will work all the way through early access. It'll work into formal release. So thank you so much for helping us test this. We really appreciate it. Yep. And Lux, just for clarification, this is the release into early access. So we technically hold early access right now, but we are in alpha. So we've been doing a bunch of bug testing. We are so appreciative of you guys going through our builds with us and, fighting to raise points when we're like, what do you mean? Can you repro this? We really appreciate that. So this is our thank you to you. You will have a full copy of that game. I'm super pumped. Chloe and I are going to be streaming from 1 to 5 p.m. on that Thursday. So I'll have an open game. It'll be Rubior's Fantasy Island. You'll be able to, if we're streaming, you join up. Fantastic. Love to have you on board. Tech support, guys. Just made sure everything was cleared out of the scene.
You can jump into the game, have fun. I may even have some extra dev goodies on me that I can give out for your character. Who knows? We'll see where things go. And always watching Chloe and I play, it's like a wonderful disaster. So it'll be good stuff. So right now, why don't we go ahead and jump into the stream? Chloe, you ready?
Yep.
Or jump into the stream. Jump into the game. I gotta make
some. Jump into the game. I'll answer questions.
Sounds good. Guys, I just want you to know I'm running in Unity. This is not my normal setup. I'm just trying to find ways to maximize it so you guys can see all the goodness. I gotta constantly tweak quality settings, so please bear with me as I make the game look good for everybody.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to start asking questions. I'm going to make you multitask because we know you're so good at multitasking.
I am awesome at multitasking.
All right. So the very first question comes from Euryidium, and this is something that's come up very frequently, both in chat and in the forums. Are there plans to let us eventually travel up the dragon towers to see what might be inside?
There are plans within plans. How's that? We got a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool concepts that we want to do. Let's see if I can find one of those dragon towers from here. Nope. Oh, there we go. Boo! He's right there. It's a little bit. It's just rendering in. That would be on the northern side of the island, the dragon tower that I'm looking at. I'm actually in the center of the island right now. So yeah, we got a lot of cool ideas that we can do. Maybe there's ways that you can assault the tower. It looks like the dragon off in the distance is at this particular tower. Well, that was rendering in, not rendering in anymore, but could very well be. We'll see. Join the savage bus. You're going to be in store for a wild ride. All right. So let me talk about this one, Chloe.
This is take it away.
This is our forest giant. These guys are kind of like epic encounters in the game. Slightly one tier below the dragons. What you're seeing right now, he's not fully textured yet. He'll actually have snow on him. When these guys are walking, they make a lot of cool noises. You'll hear this, so and it echoes through the forest, so you know that they're nearby. When they are dormant, they actually go into a dormant state. They go into this kind of crouching posture. So if you come out into an open field and you see one of these guys, hey, it's up to you. It's up to you. You can decide to antagonize the beast, which I'll do here. And if you get close, not too close, you can kind of hear him breathing. Hopefully you guys can hear that. Again, we're going to do a nice texture pass on him for launch next week. He's going to look super hot. I'm going to punch him.
Don't die.
Oh, I'm going to die. So this is unarmored right now. I take 2 hits and I'm dead, but I'm actually going to make that, if you don't have any armor on, you're going to die in 1 hit. So it's going to be very important that you engage these guys with armor and more specifically with your friends. These guys, by the way, let me reset. We're putting an item on these guys called Everwood. Everwood, we're going to create some special torches that will burn and produce more heat than standard torches. So, and you won't just get one piece of Everwood. You'll actually get a stack of like 10. So you can craft some really cool torches. They'll also have a particular type of moss that'll drop as well that you can use in various types of elixirs that you'll be able to create. All right, so there he is. I think my settings may have dropped, but... All
right, so while you're redoing that and I'm asking you another question, I'm even going to do a giveaway. All right, keyword, guys, keyword. I want you to enter into chat March 5th. All one word, no spaces, March 5th. That's going to be our release date right now, so that's kind of awesome. So anybody who wants to win a free copy of the game, you want to be entering March 5th right now. All one word, no spaces. While that goes on, I'm going to ask you another question.
Awesome. Well, ask away, Chloe.
I'm going to.
As I look wildly around.
So we've seen from the art team that we are starting to see roads and paths being added into the game. Are we going to see more roads and paths leading to more points of interest? And what kind of points of interest does the game want to bring to us? Will they be a big part of the game, or are they going to be left for us to discover? And that's a question from Crazy Killa.
Well, Crazy Killa, I can tell you that the paths will lead to interesting things. And yes, the plan is to add kind of some more distinct paths in the world. And yes, you can see all that being layered in now. I'm actually going to go through over the weekend. I'm going to layer in more smaller, like little communities. You guys, now when you run on the beaches, you're going to run into abandoned houses and all sorts of cool stuff. But roads in general, we're going to bake them in where it makes sense. Keep in mind, this world has been ravaged, so that a lot of overgrowth has happened. So, we're going to add them in where it makes sense for the artistic style of the world. At launch, we're also going to have a compass, so you'll be able to navigate the world a bit easier. Let me go engage him.
Okay, you go kick his ass.
All right, I'm going to backpedal a little bit. So yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff planned there. A lot of things, guys. If you get in early access, you're going to see a game that evolves dramatically over time.
I mean, let's just look at the fact that the last 4 weeks, we're coming up on our 3rd formal week of alpha right now, and there has been major improvements between patches 1 through 4. You guys can check out our patch notes in the forums. You can see all the incredible things that we've done. Every time we do a patch, not only are we doing bug fixing, but we're adding a crazy amount of content right now, as anybody who's currently playing the alpha can tell you. Alright, so what about mining? Currently, when you finish mining a rock, it doesn't disappear. Is this going to be adjusted? Are they eventually going to be able to be remined after a few in-game days? And that is from Raka Dareel. Oh, sorry, dude. Raka Dareel.
Yeah, this has come up a couple times. We've talked about this internally. Ideally, we'd maybe do a texture swap on the rock to let you know that the rock has been mined out. And there's lots of rocks all over the island, so there shouldn't be a shortage of finding material to use in components. So this is something got to work out with the art team and the code team on what makes sense with our tools and how we populate rocks in the world, because it's all done through a special program procedurally. It's how we were able to get a lot of this stuff done in a very short amount of time. But yes, we will have something planned that makes sense for the world. Some games, if you ever play an MMO, you mine a node and they just disappear. I don't know if that makes sense, but some type of subtle texture swap on the rock to me seems to make a lot of sense.
Sounds good. I mean, and
does that make sense, Chloe?
It does. It does. I'm totally, yes, I'm validating your brain at this point. As always, when we do make a change like that, we will be very clear in our communication to it, so sounds good. All right, here's another one. Are there going to be human NPCs? We've talked about this only briefly and only sort of in the context of, are there going to be quests? But what about, are we actually going to find people who are not skeletons? And maybe, are they going to be part of our lore?
Maybe. I'm on the fence about that. The world, has been torn asunder by the dragon. Everything in this world is twisted, turned. The vision for the game is not to turn it into World of Warcraft, or EverQuest or other games along those lines, or even standalone RPGs like other RPGs like Diablo. If it makes sense, as we're kind of peppering the lore, absolutely. But we may add things that make sense to the world, like the wandering necromancer. Twisted inhabitants of the island that are now once inhabitants of the islands that are now twisted, based upon what the events that have taken place, which we're going to expose over time as well. Hey, do you mind if I give out the name of the dragon?
Go for it. We haven't mentioned that, have we?
No, we haven't actually. A lot of people have asked me what is the name of the dragon. I always referred to him as the dragon, but his name is Kur, Kur.
And you were telling me that actually has a very special meaning in Sumerian, I think
yes.
It was? So what does that mean?
It's the first dragon.
Ah, the first dragon. Interesting. Good naming choice there.
Go look it up. A lot of cool, we're inspiration for a lot of our lore. I always look to sources. I always love, ancient texts and names and And if anybody ever played one of the games I worked on, Command and Conquer, we always pulled a lot. We had a lot of cool stuff in there. There goes the dragon. There goes Kerr right now, as he's kind of gliding on by. Looks like a Cylon fighter, but that poor profile. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff. And all the creatures in the game, I'm actually putting in descriptions. One of the cool changes I made to the world just recently, by the way, we're working on a new update that we're hoping to get out by tomorrow. So a lot of cool changes. The names have now been all rejiggered. We have named creatures in the world, named skeletons that roam the various runes that are found on the island. And those have drops that are specific to them. So all of you that have found the Grey Reaver is no longer in the mining table. The Grey Reaver is found on a creature called on one of the named skeletons called Lycor. And Lycor was actually one of the first skeletons to actually go toe-to-toe, or he's one of the first Legionnaire, one of the defenders of the island that went toe-to-toe with Kerr. So, and of course, bad things happened to him.
Unfortunately, there were bad things.
Yeah. So I think we're good here. I'm gonna fight him one more time. Let everybody watch him pound me. So he's really cool. You guys see when he does an attack, and he does have multiple attacks. He'll have a large swing, and if you can imagine, that swing is huge. Right now, he has 2 ground pounds. One's with the left hand. The other one will be with the right hand. We're just getting those all hooked up right now. So if we make it in, if he has 1 or 2 attacks, don't sweat it. There's stuff in there. Very powerful encounter. You don't want to mess with him, but he will have some great drops if you and your buddies want to take him out. So
splap.
I'm going to load up one of our test scenes. It's kind of like a menagerie. We call it the armory. So it's kind of ugly. I'm just going to let everybody know that now. So don't, it's not anything, fancy.
This is one of us lifting the hood, as you will. It's not meant to be pretty, except for the things that are contained in it.
Yeah.
All right. So while you do that, I'm going to ask you another question, and then get ready to ask for another, or give away another code. Okay. So, Snow asked, and I do actually know the answer to this one, achievements, trading cards, modding support. And I did want to just briefly talk about this. Achievements, yes. Trading cards, yes. Modding and workshop support, to be determined. We're going to have to look, well into early access, possibly even beyond early access for modding and workshop support, because we need to, as a development team, sort of decide what is the right thing for the world, for the game. However, Not a Yeti asks, as we progress through the Savage Lands, besides achievements, will there be any other way to immortalize our conquests? When I imagine this, I imagine having trophies of monsters and wildlife I have killed in my Great Hall. Any chance you would consider adding taxidermy?
Absolutely. I love the idea. But that would be something that we would kind of do over time. I don't think it would be a very difficult thing to do. Yeah, we just got a lot of other things. We got a ton of things on the plate. Being able to outfit your house is something that I think is absolutely crucial. Being able to add tables, chairs, sconces, torches, fireplaces, stoves, all that kind of stuff. Forges, absolutely critical to the long-term experience. So you can definitely see the game. You'll see us start adding that stuff over time.
All right, and I'm going to do a quick giveaway, multitasking here. So what I want everybody to enter into chat as soon as I get it up. Here, clear. All right, Kerr, K-U-R?
K-U-R.
Or K-U-R. What is the name of the dragon? What is the name of the dragon that we just announced, and I just spelt it out? So that's what I want to see you guys entering into chat for a chance to win another copy of the game. All right. And while you guys enter that in, should be an easy one to enter in this time. No spelling issues. Next question. Actually, why don't you talk a little bit about what we are seeing right now on the screen?
So this is our armory. Here we have a ton. We basically keep a lot of our goods. We do a lot of testing with props and houses. We also have, we keep a stock of wildlife in here as well. So you can see the forest giant kind of walking off in the distance. He wants nothing to do with these guys. He's a solo cat. We got our dragon, Kur. He's just kind of idle. Another beastie off in the distance there. We just, this is where we do a lot of our stuff. I got a lot of armor laid out here on the ground. You can see, I got a player character model here. Let me see if I can. I'll go in scene. It's not going to be good. I got to turn off the audio emitters. Actually, hold on. It's going to take me a minute. But a lot of the new armor that we've been working on, which not doing a great job of showing off here. I just got to pause it, guys. Give me a second. Turn this off. I'll get the scene. I'll set it on something really cool. So we got our character here. This is our new character model. Super decked out. What's great about him is he's designed to be fully customizable. So we'll be able to add scars and beards and different types of hair. The old guy was, he was a test character. He looked really good, and the team did a great job getting him in. But it really didn't fit our long-term vision for the game. So we decided to go with something, that would make sense, allow us to give us more flexibility from a customization standpoint. What's cool about this new character is the articulation and translation. So when you see him moving now, his body actually moves, and it looks like you would expect a real, a model to look. The punches, the way they're thrown, the way he runs, the way that he walks now. Granted, we're tuning all that right now. And there might be some few bugs when this new build goes out. But this new character, we told you we were working on it. We committed to it. We just didn't show some pretty pictures and say that we're working on it. That is how dedicated we are to the fan base. We see holes, we see things that we want to fix, and this is one of those things that we wanted to fix because we figure, we believe long term it'll have the most payoff for the player base as well as for us, for players. We're also working out a lot of kinks with these characters, how we set up the animations and the animators and how we work out our armor. And a lot of people have asked, well, what about female characters? Absolutely. We definitely want to do female characters, but it was imperative that we do one character first, one gender type first, so that we could work out all of the issues. And then that will allow us to easily translate over to other different types of characters like females or even different types of races for that matter that are all part of this really cool world that we're building out, and allow us to seamlessly fit armor to them and all that good stuff. So let me see here. Where's my project at? Sorry, I'm going to make some adjustments here, everybody.
So we've actually mentioned, I'm going to sneak another question in here while you're doing stuff. So we've talked a little bit on previous streams about the new durability system that just got added last week. And, yes, we know there are some kinks with it. Some things are missing. Some things are going down really fast. We talked a little bit about how there are certain types of armor that are better for different situations. Like at night, you don't want to be wearing plate mail. You'd actually want to be wearing wolf fur armor and things like that.
Right.
Are we going to continue to see different pieces like that? And while we have named characters and named pieces of weaponry, are we likely to see that in armor? Will there be a chest plate of divine healing or something like that in the future?
Absolutely. As we get stuff in, we get new features in, or new, the types of magic, and I want a whole attribute system where you can modify weapons and all that good stuff. So yes, in time it will be there.
Always in time, right?
Always in time.
All right.
I'm going to keep the Wolfpelt Armor on for now.
It's a cool looking piece of armor. Do you have the cape in there?
Do I have the
I'm
cape?
not seeing it yet. Do you have the cape with the hood yet? For the Wolfpelt?
Not yet. The mantle.
I'm coming by your desk next week if I want to see that.
Sorry, I had to just make some quick tweaks there, everybody. So what's really cool about this armor is you can see a lot of detail has been put into, when we redid the armor, we're like, let's redo this right. Let's do a great job. People are going to love it. Because originally, what I loved about some of our first implementation of the armor, we had open spots. Like these guys were barbarians out in the frigid cold. It's like, who needs cloth, or warmth when you're you're this big hulking guy and you got leather straps. No, we better fictional. We went in and fictionalized our armor more. So, looking at this wolf fur on screen, you can see all of the cool detail that our artist went into to make this happen. This fur will actually blow in the wind, so which is really nice. We also have 3 different colors of the wolf fur, so you're going to need to get 3 different color pelts from these. So if you see an alpha wolf, which is a white wolf, out in the wilderness, you're going to need to kill him if you want white wolf armor.
I don't think we want wife. I'm fairly certain that it's a whole other kind of skinning, and let's not go there. No Silence of the Lambs, okay?
Yeah. If you want, the darker black wolf fur version, you're gonna have to go out and kill the forest stalkers and hill stalkers. And then, of course, we have the brown fur, which is some of the more common wolves that you'll see now in the repopulation, which is what we currently have on screen right now. I'm going to go ahead and run it. Hopefully, we can just kind of look around this model. We'll see. It could cause some problems. I got our dudes in the loincloth right there. So, yeah, there we go. Look at that. Just phenomenal. So he's in his T-pose. You can see in between where the open areas the fur doesn't cover. That's actually like leather, so it keeps the player warm. Excuse me. This is also one of the pieces that has the highest cold resist mitigation in the game, 80%. So if you got wolf fur, put this bad boy on at night. You're going to keep warm. Coupled with a torch, everything's going to be toasty. So it's and there's plenty of wolves to hunt. All right. So I'm going to bring out another character. By the way, if anybody hasn't noticed, I'm super excited by showing this off. The team's actually really excited to show this off, which is why we're going to get it out there in our next update. Again, there's going to be bugs, but you guys on the forums, our alpha testers have done a great job of providing us feedback, and we're going to fix all that good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it. We're going to show off, let's see, bring up our hockey project.
And while you're doing that, I'm giving away another copy today.
Oh,
so, yeah, we're just giving them away today. Just absolutely giving away the copies today. This is going to be White Wolf. One word, no spaces. White Wolf, the thing that you're actually supposed to kill, not marry. So while you guys start entering that in, here's my next question for you, Chris.
Okay.
Is there going to be any trade interface planned? So if you and I are in a game together and I'm carrying a whole bunch of logs, is there some kind of way that I can give you those logs without dropping them on the ground and going through that? Is there going to be a way to directly...
Are you guys saying that's not fun? Is that what I'm hearing that you...
Can't imagine why that might not be a problem.
I'm sure we could investigate something over time or come up with a way that players can access friends that are in the game. You're part of a friend system or something. You can access chests so you can put supplies inside the storage chest. And by the way, who likes the storage chest? Anybody built the Pine Strongbox yet? Pretty awesome. I got a few more of those planned once a little bit after early access or after we launch early access. So hopefully you guys like that. More stuff is on the horizon. But not to dodge the question. So in time, I think
no, not at all.
We're going to watch and see how everything kind of shapes out through early access. And it could very well be this is one of those interfaces that we add in time. Does it make sense? Maybe. The fact that you got to throw stuff on the ground, it feels kind of real to some degree, unless World of Warcraft, but whatever we'll be looking at what players want, and as we put up our Trello board with all the cool features, you guys can vote on what you feel is going to be the most important. We'll have that up after we launch early access. We don't have it up right now because if you saw it, it would be a huge mess. Everybody has a ton of bugs and a lot of things to get in, so it would be very difficult for us to say, yeah, vote on that feature when there's like 5 other bugs that take priority. So once we start rocking and rolling in early access, you guys we'll get you involved hardcore, and should be super excited.
Yes, and you may have actually just mentioned this while I was handling this in chat, but Naughty Yeti actually did also ask on the forums today, or in prep for this, when we are dealing with the Trello board. Did you just tell them that? Or am I
did just tell them that.
Oh, Awesome. Good. Yay. So yeah, this is what happens when I'm not totally paying attention to what you're chatting on about. Or
it's okay. You should pay attention at all times, Chloe.
I really should. I should be able to multitask and type and listen and talk. 3 things at once. Yeah, no wonder my brain's trying to explode. All right.
Oh, by the way, this little crow right here, you guys see this crow perched here? I call him Herman. He's something that we're, as we explore adding birds and different type of creatures into the game. He's pretty cool, but he's really eerie. He just kind of looks at you. You're waiting for him to say something, but he's not really modeled too well, but I get a kick out of him. He just stands there. He's like a little friend. So, all right, back to it. So this is our new executioner armor. So, the old executioner armor is actually sitting here on the ground. The colors were a little bit dull and faded, and yeah, it was all right. You had that, I'm looking at the chest piece right now, and it was kind of open in the center. It didn't make a lot of sense. So we went in, redid the whole armor piece. Now it requires a boat ton of leather because we patched up the holes. We kind of grunged out the chain. We have a new barboot, which, feels much more battle hardened, much more used. Put a little blood splatter on one of the horns there. So yeah, we just, we wanted some of these colors to really pop and really feel more crude, much like you would fashion in this really brutal world that we've built. So yeah, this is good stuff. The art team did an amazing job getting this together. I'm really happy with how things have turned out on the art side. Now I'm going to show you one more piece. I'll bring out another character. Hopefully you guys like what you see. I've also, by the way, redone all the loot tables in the next update. I've also fixed, some of you have been saying that the skeletons don't drop. I fixed their loot tables. The skeletons, those undead furies, the high-level skeletons, for now, they actually drop executioner armor, but of course I did make them more powerful. All right, so let me go ahead and shut this down. I'll bring out another character. Any more questions while I'm...
I always have more questions, and just FYI, it's 1:36.
All right, so I'm going to show off.
Keep your heads up.
So guys, I hate to cut this short, but I'm going to show you one more piece. We have a ton of work to do. I promised the code team I'd get some check-ins before 4 o'clock, which is when we start our build process. So, right now I think a lot of, I'm kind of like the gating factor. I know, which is unfortunate, but I'm going to go in and make sure that, see these little pieces of armor that you see on the ground here? These are our drops. That's what you see in the world. I'm going to make sure for the build that we release out, our next build, that they're all dropping the right armor pieces, because it wouldn't be any fun if you picked up a piece of Ebon steel and you actually got a leather harness. I mean, that just wouldn't be fun. That
would be a pretty big bug.
Yeah, I'd be upset about that.
This is something that's come up, and I don't think we've ever actually talked about it, but I've seen it requested in the forums a couple times. Are there going to be dodge mechanics? Rolling, parrying, and blocking? Potentially
over time. We'll see that makes sense. I'm not a huge fan of parry and repost. Once we start getting into hardcore Dark Souls mechanics, it does change up the experience, but that's not to say we won't investigate functionality and systems like those that makes sense for the type of gameplay that we have. I do want to get a shield system, a blocking system in the game, and that will be one of the first things that we investigate. Also, look at ways that we can make two-handers much more effective and coming up with some unique power attacks for those as well.
Awesome. All right, so while you get your last stuff set up, I just saw a question in chat that I totally wanted to pull. Oh, I totally don't see it. All right, I am going to do another giveaway while he loads. And one more question, actually. I'm going to take one more question from my... Speaking of that beautiful dragon again, will it attack at random, or will we need to complete other objectives first for it to deem us worthy?
Oh, no. There is no worthy on the island. You will get attacked. If he sees you and it falls, he'll have an interest factor. If he finds you interesting, then he will attack you. Otherwise, he'll just go about his business. So right now, he's kind of a cool set piece that wanders the skies. Very, it's really interesting to see him. A little tidbit out there. I know a couple of you have already picked up on it. If you follow the dragon will actually lead you through the villages. Just throwing that out there. But the dragon is not on any set path. He actually procedurally decides where he wants to go to make him feel more organic. But he does fly in directions of where villages are and stuff as he patrols the island. But beyond once we kind of knock out his attack code, you're going to have to be very mindful of where you're at. If you see him, maybe take cover for a minute or two, just especially if you don't want to die right away.
All right, and so the last giveaway today is going to be, and it's a phrase. There are no exclamation marks though, because I know that always causes problems in the past. It is, I want savage land, all one word. Go for it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. So that is, I want savage lands, all one word. Just kind of squish them in together. No spaces, no spaces, no spaces.
I wonder if I could do Macho Man. Oh yeah. No, it's terrible, Macho Man.
No, it's okay. That armor, dude, this looks so phenomenal. I can't wait.
So this armor right here, this is Ebon steel. This is actually as much. It's more of it's more crude than what it used to be. The Ebon steel before, which is this prefab, was again, it was duller in color, and we've kind of popped that. This is made out of radiant gem fragments and a bunch of other high quality ore. Requires a lot of, it will require actually, because I'm revamping the recipe, a lot of high quality components to craft. But it is the best armor right now that you'll be able to craft in the game. It'll also have a high durability factor to it, high protection factor, good cold resistance. Not as good as wolf fur, but there'll be some. It's the second best cold mitigation in the game. So definitely some cool stuff. And again, we're having, when you see this in game, when I'm not running actually in Unity, this stuff, and you're running it like beautiful detail. This stuff looks amazing. The art team has outdone themselves. Oh, I forgot. So we got this cool stuff. This is awesome. I got so much stuff to show. I want to show everybody one of our coders, amazing person, just knocked out something for everybody. This is, we wanted to get in a basic survival task list. So when you first start a brand new character, you're going to have these checklists of things to do. And if you follow these checklists, it'll kind of lead you to building a campfire, building a lean-to. It'll basically help you get started. If you look down in the chat window down there, and we pop it a little bit more, it actually tells you right when you start, click J to start or to bring up the journal. And it'll default to this page. And as you check this stuff off, you'll get points rewarded for it. Also, this will tie into our achievement system, which I think that question was asked earlier on. The achievement system and potentially trading card system will come online probably a couple months after we launch early access, because we want to make sure we focus on it, make it super cool, and make it worth your while. All right. So, with that, welcome to the armory. Oh, there's a second dragon. There's Kerr. There's our giant vulture-like evil creature. Those guys are evil. There's food, lots of food. Oh, by the way, guys, in the patch notes, you'll see you can eat raw meat now. Woohoo! Because everybody wants to eat raw meat and then have a percentage chance that you're going to get food poisoning. All right. So, with that, I think we're pretty good. I'll answer one last question, Chloe. Then I gotta get back to it.
I've got one question that has been asked a couple of times, and it is in regards to the AI. So we do have a really awesome system right now where we've got line of sight, and we have sound, and enemies will interact with that. We do know that there are some bugs with that right now.
Yep.
Deer notoriously run into the ocean.
They don't want to be there. They want to get out.
They just want to keep running into the ocean until they disappear. How do you foresee the AI adjusting, adapting as we go through this?
It's a learning AI. It'll become sentient. It'll take over the world. I tried to riff on Skynet there, but I don't think it came off the way I wanted to. That's what sleep deprivation will do. The AI will get better over time, guys. I think we got something really rock solid in there now. We know that there are some bugs, creatures walking out in the ocean. I can assure you our code team wants nothing more than to fix that, but they also have a ton of other things that I think are a bit higher priority. So if you do find them wandering off into the distance as they walk to their demise, hey, there's free food. Go get them. But, of course, walking out into the water will cause your cold to drop dramatically and go into hypothermia. So there's going to be bugs. The AI will improve over time. Just bear with us as we kind of knock these things out. But hopefully, everybody, what we have there, everybody's really digging the experience, minus the bugs, which, it's alpha as we consider it in the game development world. But it's going to get better, totally better over time. So hopefully that answers the question.
I think it does. It absolutely does. I know exactly where the question was leading, and Bronson did clarify it in chat, and that is that right now, sometimes the AI does not actually move towards you. When they make their first attack, they just stay there, so you can kite them backwards as you go, which... Yeah, it does happen occasionally.
We're going to fix it. You're also...
Yeah, that is actually a bug.
You're going to backpedal. Also, the backpedal on the player has been tuned down. So don't expect to go sprinting backwards anymore. I want to throw one last thing out there for everybody. We just added in the Pike of Resurrection. So you'll now be able to build... I don't know if... I might not be able to do it here, darn it. In the build tonight... It's not showing up. But... in the next build that we release, you'll be able to build this really cool skull pike. You got to get the skulls from the skeletons. But you can build this pike, you can activate it, and that becomes your resurrection point. And you can have as many of these that you want in the world. You can have one on the beach. You can have one in the middle of the island. As long as it's activated, that's where you're going to respawn. So pretty cool new feature. The code team just got this. We just literally got it on last night in the game. So looking forward to getting your feedback on it.
All right, so just to recap, we are ending the stream a little earlier than we normally do, and that is because we are getting ready to run another build, hopefully for tonight. Possible that it actually will go out tomorrow morning or later tomorrow, depending on how the build actually runs and the testing that we need to do with it. So stay tuned for that. And the other big announcements today were we are aiming for our formal release into early access next Thursday, so a week from today. And when that happens, we have announced our pricing, and that will be for early access. It will be $14.99. Which is 40% off the normal price, which will be, Chris?
$24.99.
So $24.99. All right, so there you have it, guys. That is our stream for today. Thank you so much for everybody for coming. Thank you so much, everybody who has been hitting us up with questions, both in Steam and on the forums, which are the same thing, totally. Before stream and asking us questions in chat today. We really appreciate all your help. Thank you so much to all our alpha testers who have been finding bugs for us. We would absolutely not be able to do and make this game so much better without your help. And a quick shout out to our mods in chat today. We had Logan, who is our tech support, who magically, mysteriously made a chair move earlier today.
Yeah, Logan's that guy that does everything.
He does. He makes things work for us. And also, thank you so much, Sean. Sean X in chat, or X Sean, I think actually it is in chat. He is one of our forum mods. You'll see him answering questions here in chat and on Steam, obviously. He also does an incredible amount of testing for us, so thank you so much, Sean. And with that, unless you have anything else to show us or say, Chris, I think we're going to wrap it.
Just want to say thank you, everybody. Looking forward to your feedback on the next update, as well as, hey, March 5th. That's when it's dropping. I think we're going to do 10 a.m. if all goes well. So just keep a lookout on the store.
There's a little bit of when Steam flips the bits.
There's that.
We don't really have so much control over that one, but it will be, hopefully.
We're at the mercy of the Steam gods sometimes, so it's all good.
So put Steam gods for us, everybody. Pray to the Steam gods. And we will see you guys next week. From 1 p.m. until 5 p.m., we're going to be streaming all afternoon, answering questions, having people hop in and out of our streams on Chris's very aptly named server.
It'll be Rubior's Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out. And also, we're going to be giving away some free copies of the game as well every hour.
Every hour. So see you guys next week. Thank you so much for coming.
All right, thanks guys.